Starting out absolutely strong, this is Pana the Hedgehog. Now, Pana may be an OC, but don't let that fool you. This hack does a lot more than just switch Sonic out. Hitting start has you literally dropped in the new Mystic Island zone. This zone has new sprites and custom music, and it all fits perfectly here. It kinda looks like a futuristic version of Green Hill Zone. I thought the music sounded familiar, and that's because it's actually a remix of Door into Summer from Knuckles Chaotix. So check that game out. Actually, don't. Look the music up on YouTube, because that game is ass. Another thing you may not have noticed is that Sonic, or Pana, you know, the Hedgehog, appears to move much more smoothly than in other games. This is because extra frames have been added to the running and jumping animations. It's really hard going back to other Sonic games after getting used to how smooth everything is here. Halfway through the level, Eggman shows up and freezes the entire level. So that changes things. Everything is much more dangerous now. There's this whole new mechanic with these balls that you have to roll across the freezing waters, and it's very difficult. You're definitely dying a couple of times here, just a couple of times. Finally, you get to a button that thaws the level just in time to fight Eggman on spikes using one of those damn balls again from before. And it's actually a pretty good fight, it's pretty fun. But when you kill him, you encounter the worst thing about this hack. It's just one level. Having only one world or level is pretty common for Sonic hacks because many of them are made for hacking tournaments as a kind of showcase of a person's skills, hence the quality over quantity approach. I can only imagine what could be done if this level of quality was brought to an entire set of new worlds, but until then, check out Pana the Hedgehog for a short but wild ride. Sonic Classic Heroes is exactly what it looks like. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles get to share the screen at the same time. Both Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 levels are included here, so you'll have a lot of space to dink around in. The idea is obviously based off the Sonic Heroes game from 2004, but it only takes the 3-player action from it. Everything else from the Genesis games stays the same. All the characters keep their respective abilities. Tails can fly, Knuckles can climb and glide, and Sonic can do that little airburst thing from Sonic 3. Tails and Knuckles' abilities kind of break the game. Knuckles can climb up surfaces that were probably not meant to be climbed up on, but because these levels are from Sonic 1 and 2, they weren't made with him in mind. Tails can skip huge sections of levels from Sonic 1 for that same reason. Oh, come on! Don't tell me this isn't fun. I mean, look how stupid this is. That's gotta be worth something. Remember when I said the 3-player multiplayer was the only thing they took from Sonic Heroes? Well, I lied a little bit. They took another one of the 4 teams from that game and put it in here. It's Team Chaotix. I'm sure this is because they're the only other characters to have Genesis-era sprites. From their debut in Knuckles Chaotix— damn it, there's that game again! SB can stick to walls and ceilings, Vector has a dash move that makes him invincible, and Charmy. If you thought Tails was broken, let me tell you, Charmy's a little something else. You see, Charmy doesn't have a spin dash. No, that would be too simple. He just has an air dash you can use an infinite amount of times. So you can just break the game like this. There's a lot of fun to be had here, but it's less its own new game and more a sandbox where you can play any character you want, anywhere. Sonic Blast 3D Director's Cut gives a lot of much-needed improvements to this forgotten game. This hack was actually done by one of the game's original programmers over 20 years after the game's release, so this really is a director's cut in the truest sense. Revamped controls, improved collision detection, and a level select screen are just a few of the additions you can find here. You also get this crab enemy that was cut from the original game.
So here's this giant enemy crab.
And this level editor, which— you can do this with it. I mean, I don't really know how to use it. My favorite new feature is how an icon points you to where you lost a flicky. It's such a small fix, but it patches a huge annoyance from the official release. There's actually many more improvements and fixes to be found here, so give Sonic Blast 3D Director's Cut a spin if you want to try a Sonic hack that isn't strictly a 2D platformer. The S Factor, Sonia and Silver, is a full multi-level hack of Sonic 1. You play as either Sonia or Silver, which I'm pretty sure you already knew because I just said the game's title about 4 seconds ago now, but I said it again. What are you gonna do about it, huh? At first I thought Sonia was an OC because I had never heard of her before, but she's actually from the Sonic Underground TV show. Could have fooled me. Sonia doesn't have a spin dash. Instead, she has this tornado-like move that propels her forward and hurts enemies. Although it has no charge-up time like the traditional spin dash, its weakness is that you can't jump out of it. You have to cancel it first. It's actually a really fun mechanic that makes you think about levels way differently than if you were Sonic. She also has a spin kick for when you want to hit things in the air. As for Silver, he basically has what you'd expect here with his levitate. Apparently, he's supposed to be the easier character to play, but unlike Sonia, he has no way of breaking anything, so you just can't get through some parts. Silver actually has a second ability too, but it's so underutilized, you would be forgiven for never using it. Yes, I would forgive you. If you hold A while certain projectiles are being thrown at you, you can control them and use them as bullets. It's the coolest thing ever, but it's so situational because like 4 projectiles in the game have this property. The levels mostly use rearranged tile sets from the first 2 Sonic games with new color palettes, but it still manages to be effective. You're basically trading the uniqueness of a new tile set for just the sheer amount of levels here. S Factor is a very ambitious ROM hack that's worth seeing. Sonic Megamix is another multi-level hack, but this time the focus seems to be more on remixing aspects of Sonic games than being its own original title. You get 3 characters here, Sonic, Shadow, and Mighty, and all of them have new abilities. Sonic gets his homing attack from the 3D games, and a new ring dash that automatically sends him along a path of rings as fast as possible. Shadow also gets the homing attack, but using it without enemies around lets you double jump instead of just aimlessly propelling you forward. And his second ability is a speed boost move that lets him go full speed from a standstill at the cost of 5 rings. Mighty has the air attack that Sonic usually has from Sonic 3, but he also has this inventory system that can store any of the shields found in the game for use later. He's also the only character that can actually use the shield's moves like dashing or bouncing because he doesn't have a homing attack. He's much slower and more situational than the other characters, but finding shields to swap back and forth between to use both of their abilities at the same time is a game in and of itself. Sonic Megamix's strongest point is just how fast you can go. This is probably the fastest Sonic game, and that's a good title to have. With all the abilities that Sonic and Shadow have, you're gonna blast through these levels quickly. As for the levels, there are 6 worlds and they all use a mixture of tile sets from the first 2 Sonic games. But here, everything just feels really open. There are some crazy things you can do here I haven't seen in any other Sonic hack. If you want to play a Sonic game on steroids, give Sonic Megamix a try. Sonic the Next Level may just be 3 acts, but it's done to absolute perfection. From its clever title screen to just about everything else, this is probably the best singular Sonic world ever made for a hack. It has this really cool futuristic glass theme that is obviously a completely new tile set, and the music, although not typical Sonic sounding music, it fits here. The biggest reason why the music sounds so radically different is because many of the tracks, including this one, are being streamed through the sample channel alone. So none of that FM synthesis twang you usually hear in Genesis games. It actually sounds a lot closer to what the Sega CD could do. The Genesis could technically always do this in a limited manner, but the fact that the creator of this hack used this technique to play the majority of the soundtrack is crazy, and it shows that they're a master of this system. Sonic's abilities here are a combination of Sonic 2 and CD, with him being able to spin dash and peel out. Although peel out and spin dash are basically the same thing, you're gonna have to use all of Sonic's abilities to get through the crazy new things featured in these levels. There's anti-gravity switches, one-way blocks, these weird spinning platforms, super fast shoots, speed boosters, and whatever this is. Yeah, these levels are jam-packed with cool stuff. Top it off with this amazing boss fight that feels like it was just pulled out of, like, Earthbound, and you have an amazing package here. If you only play one Sonic hack ever, play this one. I have to go now. I gotta make sure this is a real hack and not just some hidden level from Sonic Mania.